in, that means you're feeling the vibe. The bell rung, you already been subscribed. Right now, the queen, she on live. Please pull over the whip, no phoning when you drive. Dope Soul Sporting with the talk. First lady from New York, Brooklyn. All my people, you rocking with the chat. Hit that. That like button would tell me where you at. You know, step from the NBK. Born and raised up NBK. Hey, real lady where she holding it down. No matter way how you feel, she gon' greet you with a smile.
Sister, you one of a kind.
Yes.
Oh, sister, it's time you
That's
shine. Dope Soul.
Where you at? Where you at?
Dope Soul.
Where you at? Where you at?
Dope Soul.
What?
Dope Soul.
What?
Your soul.
Where you at? Where you at?
Salute, Knick family. Welcome to the morning show. Yes, it's Sunday, and I'm here a little later than usual, but I made it. The Knicks played the Boston Celtics at Madison Square Garden last night and lost 118 to 133. I don't have a lot to say about this one. I think you can sum it up in two points. One, I thought our Knicks starters played well offensively. And the second point is we could not defend the three-point line. And it was different things at different times. Some of it was just good shot making by Boston, but a lot of it was over-rotating, making it difficult to get back to shooters. Some of it was not fighting over screens. Some of it was confusion, not knowing whether we should switch or whether we should hedge or fight. Like it was different things at different times. It's so easy to get off a three-point shot against the Knicks, make one extra pass, wide open. And it's been a problem all season. I don't care what the numbers say. I believe the numbers say we're number 12 in three-point defensive percentage. Like teams are shooting, I want to say 35%, if I remember that correctly, against us, which is 12th in the league out of 30 teams, and that's supposed to be good. But the eye test is telling me something very different. And we'll talk about that as well. Salute to everybody joining me this morning on a Sunday at that, and those who'll be listening later. I really appreciate it. Shout out to Tim Smith, Sangawal Drone, D's World of Hoops. Appreciate you. King, Ribby R, M, Lynn, Tulin, I don't know. I hope I didn't. I don't think I got that right. But good morning, JJ. Good morning. All right, let's get right to it. The Knicks came into the game with a record of 4-4, 500, about where we thought they would be, at least for myself throughout the season. I didn't get the offensive and defensive ratings prior to the game. That's why it's crossed out. Boston came into the game 5-3. We started Jalen Brunson. Cam Reddish started. R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle, and Isaiah Hartenstein. Grimes is out with a sore right foot. I mean, he came in, he played 15 minutes over the past two games, and he's out again with a right sore foot. Somebody let me know if it's just precautionary, but I didn't read precautionary. I read it was just a sore right foot. That's a concern, if he's going to be in and out of the lineup with these flare-ups. Hartenstein started in place of Mitch. Mitch, I believe, has a sore knee. I believe it's his right knee, and he'll be reevaluated in 7 to 10 days. Not returned in 7 to 10 days, reevaluated in 7 to 10 days. So iHeart started last night and did pretty well, I thought. For Boston, Marcus Smart, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Blake Griffin started for them. Robert Williams has been injured. He hasn't played at all this season, and Al Horford hasn't played of late. So they went, pretty small. In terms of individual stats, again, Robinson and Grimes is out. Randle, 29 points, 9 rebounds, 52.6% from the field. I actually liked the way Randle played last night. I thought he was aggressive. He took the ball to the basket, which he's been doing as of late, but he was finishing today. He went to the line, I want to say 6 times. He hit all 6 of them. Every time he takes a three-pointer, I cringe. But last night he shot it at a decent, a decent percentage. RJ Barrett, 27 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, shot 60% from the field, shot 60% from three as well. Seems to be getting his mojo back. He had 6 turnovers though. But I gotta say, he got the turnovers trying to many of them. Some of them he was just fumbling and bumbling. They got their hand in and he turned the ball over. But I think the majority of them was just inaccurate passes, like trying to share the ball, trying to pass it to a teammate, and it just wasn't a good pass. I'll take it. I know 4 assists, 6 turnovers is not a good assist to turnover ratio, but I want to see RJ Barrett play within the flow of the offense. I want to see now he does that obviously on a catch and shoot, but when he has the ball in his hand, I really want to see him make plays. In the past few games, he's had less tunnel vision, in my opinion, and really been trying to share the ball. And some of the passes have been errant. He's trying out something new, family. Sharing the ball, trying to be more of a playmaker. He may turn the ball over a little bit, but I'll take it. I want to see RJ Barrett's game develop um, that way. Brunson, 22 points, 10 assists, 0 turnovers. Did not score in the first quarter, but made up for it over the next 3 quarters. Same thing, RJ Barrett only had 2 points in the first quarter, but Brunson was in his bag in the third quarter, and he looked like more like the player, at least offensively, that we thought we were getting. Throughout these first few games, in terms of his leadership, in terms of his steadying influence, we were able to see that. Last night against a very good team, we were not great defensively, but overall a very good team. We were able to see him score, be aggressive, use his footwork to get his shots off, be aggressive and just go get a bucket because we need it. And he did that. He was in his bag in the third quarter. We have 5 players in double figures. I want to say 12 points, 14 rebounds, a block. We shot 50% from the field. We shot 40% from three. If you remember, we have not been shooting well from the three this season. Last night was a good game. It was just better for Boston, and we'll talk about it. Robert Williams, like I said, has been out. Al Horford was out. Brown, 30 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 6 3-pointers. Tatum, 26 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 6 3-pointers. Hauser, I think he's averaging 5 points a game. 17 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 3-pointers. They had 6 in double figures, and every player who got time last night for Boston Celtics hit at least 1 3-pointer. They shot 53.4% from the field and 52.9% from the three-point line. Basically, they shot about as well from three-point line as they did from the field. They took 51 of them. They hit 27, right? They made as many three-point shots as the Knicks took. That's not a recipe. That's not a recipe for winning. Let's check in with the chat. These World of Hoops, appreciate you. No defense was being played yesterday on both sides. On both sides. I just don't think the Knicks can afford not to play good defense. Staffer, appreciate you. Blessing morning, Queen in the chat. Appreciate you. Deron Wayne talking about Grimes. Think he may have surgery eventually. Yeah, I hope that's not the case. Dwayne Dennis, appreciate you. I don't understand why everyone was so adamant that Quentin Grimes come back so soon, as though he was going to be like some Nick Savior on the defensive side. If his foot is hurting that bad, he should have, and I guess, sat out. I don't remember hearing a lot of Knick fans trying to rush Quentin Grimes back. I don't, I remember us saying if he does come back, he can help us defensively, but I don't remember anyone trying to rush him back. And I don't really think the Knicks are rushing him back. I think he's playing well. He's going through practices. He's not having flare-ups the next day. All right, he seems good. Then he gets in the game, and then the next day he has foot soreness. They have to hold him out. So it's just unfortunate with him. I'm not sure what the injury is. We don't have a lot or if any information um, on on what it is, and hopefully he'll get better. For now, I think we stick with Cam in the lineup, in my opinion. Even if Grimes comes back, this in and out, just work your way um, back in. Um, JJ, appreciate you. Cam is our only above average defender in starting lineup right now. Not gonna cut it. Yeah, I mean you're right. You're right. Everybody needs to play defense. We can't expect that you're gonna make one change and all of a sudden you're gonna be a stout um, defensive team, but it definitely helps. It definitely helps. Forcing um, Marcus Smart, I believe, out of bounds, the deflections, the steals. We need it. It's like a breath of fresh air when you see something like that on the defensive end. I mean, that's what we're used to seeing. Um, and I like what he brings. I like what he brings. I just want to get into Cam Reddish. Yeah, 37 minutes, 4 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. I think for us, Cam's benefit to our team is on the defensive end. I think whatever he gives us offensively is gravy. He's good going to the basket. He's good on the catch and shoots. The mid range, not so much. Shot selection has gotten better, which I thought it would be with the starting unit. It's just certain latitudes. Is that the right word? It's just certain things you could do in a second team that you're just not going to do running with the starters. And so I think he knows what his role is. I think he knows he can't take these wild shots, but I love what he gives us defensively. And I'm sure if you asked him, this was not his idea of what his NBA career would be, right? A role player or a defensive stopper or I don't know about stopper, that might be a bit too strong, but mostly a defensive player, on a team. I don't think that's how he envisioned his career, but that's where it is right now. And it's going to be interesting to see how things work out when Grimes is ready to play. JJ, I agree. No doubt. His numbers didn't tell the story. Cam brought it. Yeah. No doubt about it. These World of Hoops. Cam had some beautiful possessions last night. Yes, he did. Yep. Dwayne Dennis, it's officially time for everyone to change their end of season win total projections. Sad. Here we go again. I mean, I had them 40, my range was 42 to 42nd, 42 to 47. Um, yeah, my original, when we went through this on the MBK show, we went through game by game. My original projection was 40 wins, right? I went up to a range 42 to 47. And a lot of it depends on how this team gels. Like I said before, we're not top heavy. A lot of our success is going to depend on our defense, which is not that great right now, and our chemistry, right? I thought offensively, um, we looked much better. At least all three starters played well in the same game, and we were able to generate some offense and move the ball. Um, yeah, we shall see, Dwayne. Obi Toppin, 7.6 rebounds, did not shoot well this game. I believe he hit his first shot with a little over 8 minutes to go in the fourth, but I like the 2 baskets he had going to the rim. It shows his offensive versatility. I think that his 3-point shooting has improved significantly. And now, if he's able to put the ball on the floor consistently when they try to run him off that 3-point line, he should be able to get to the rim. He also had 6 rebounds. And that's what I've been calling for Obi Toppin to rebound more overall, but particularly in this small ball lineup. We're going to need rebounders. And he did that last night. 6 rebounds for Obi Toppin. Derrick Rose, 10 points, 1 turnover in only 13 and a half minutes. I will say this. Obi Toppin and Derrick Rose, it doesn't matter how many minutes they get, they're going to put their shots up. They're going to put their shots up. 13 minutes, 15 minutes, you look, they done took 8 shots, 10 shots, 11 shots. They're going to get their shots up. But Derrick Rose, only 13 minutes. I love the way they're handling Derrick Rose. 8 to 14 minutes. That's it. And when you come in, no matter who it is, give us some positive minutes. And he did. 10 points, only 1 turnover in 13 and a half minutes. iHeart, listen, he's not Mitchell Robinson, but Mitchell Robinson is not iHeart. Different players. Preston to duty, 10 points, 14 rebounds, 3 of them offensive, 1 block, hit 5 of 6 shots, and of course played with his usual energy. All right. Josh, appreciate you. 4 to 6 turnovers. 4 to 6 in the first 10 isn't bad. I had them 3 and 7. I guess I think you're talking about wins. Yeah. I mean, I think in terms of the Knicks record, they're about where a lot of us thought they would be. It's just that Cleveland game and that Atlanta game gave me major pause, because how you win is just important as the wins, in my opinion. I mean, I know there's others who may disagree with that. All right. There were 8 lead changes in this game. The game was tied 4 times. The biggest lead the Knicks had was 3. The biggest lead the Celtics had was 15. The Knicks battled, again, tied the game up, but you're not going to be able to hold or go ahead if you can't defend. That's just period, point blank. You're just not going to be able to. For the first time this season, it seems like all 3 of our top players played well offensively, right? Randle with 29, RJ with 27, Brunson with 22. Like I said, Brunson in that third quarter really took the game into his own hands on some possessions, got us some much needed shots, seemed to look like the Brunson that I saw, in Dallas, at least offensively. But like I said, our 3-point defense doesn't look, I don't care what the numbers say. You can't tell me that teams are probably just missing 3-point shots for the Knicks to be ranked 12. It's hard for me to believe that it's because of the Knicks defense that we're 12th in the league in 3-point percentage defense. It's just so hard to believe. You can get a 3-point shot off anytime you want. And I believe I read something, I'm not sure if I remember it correctly, that the Knicks are giving up more 3-point attempts. I think it's them and Minnesota than any other team, because teams know you can get the shots off, 3-point shots off against the Knicks. It doesn't take much. One extra pass, a fake, a screen, anything, you're going to get a clean look against the Knicks. Now, I don't know what Tom is talking about their 3-point percentage defense. He's looking at the tape. He's looking at the numbers. I think teams are just missing shots. I really think teams are just missing shots. Like I said before, Boston made as many threes as the Knicks took in the game, 27. We saw the Obi and Randles played together again for a short period. I don't have the stats on that. I was looking for how many minutes they played together, how many points we scored during that time. I wasn't able to find it. If anybody has that, and put it in the chat if you do have it. They played together for a short period. Like I said, Robin Williams, Al Horford was out. Boston played small. And, if other team was playing small, you can run it out. It definitely worked for us last game. Didn't look so much this game, but, we probably didn't do it for that long. I think Obi had 15 minutes in this game. So we probably didn't do it for long periods of time. So, yeah, I don't really have the stats on how it worked or didn't work last night. We talked about Cam's defense. We talked about Randle. We're moving right along. This might be the shortest recap of them, of them all. We check in with the chat. Building blocks. Tibbs only values protecting the rim and drives. The team's recovery on 3-point shooters is very bad, and that should be on Tibbs' schemes. He has to see what we see, but he's too stubborn to adjust. Maybe, maybe not. From what I'm seeing, I get the whole rim protection part. Sometimes the Knicks are just getting screened off and like sitting there like, oh, were we supposed to switch? Or, what were we supposed to do? Somebody is wide open and then they're scrambling back. I think there are multiple reasons why we're giving up 3-point um shots. And it's bad. Um, are they executing the scheme? I'm not sure. JJ, numbers don't always tell the story. The eye test does. I don't care what Tibbs say. This is a bad perimeter defense. No doubt about it. D's World of Hoops. Staff perimeter D is putrid, plain and simple. No doubt about it. Why are so many Knicks embracing this no man's land? This is not where you should want to be. Listen, we don't make the call. The front office makes the call. We talked about this. The front office had every opportunity to double down and go young in the draft. They had every opportunity to do it. They decided to go this way. What do you want us to do? We're fans of the team. We're going to continue to watch. And keep in mind, there are no guarantees in the draft as well. Right? Orlando has been in the draft for a very long time. It seems like they may have hit with Bankero. There are other teams that's been in the lottery a very long time and haven't been able to get out of the doldrums. There's no guarantees either way. Bottom line is you need to get talent, whether you draft it, trade for it, or sign for it in free agency, sign players in free agency. You have to get talent. And right now, the Knicks talent is average. And there's no guarantees in the draft. Building blocks. Supposedly, the Knicks had a tough early schedule that will not be as hard towards the end of the season. I still have us at best with 41 wins. Yeah, about 500. Does anybody think we're going to be less than 500? Josh, appreciate you. RJ, Brunson, and Fournier have been terrible at fighting over screens. That's what prompted the lineup change, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, I think out of all of our bad perimeter defenders, Fournier has been the worst, right? Um, RJ has his moments where he's good defensively and other moments where he's not. I think the entire team has been up and down defensively. Building blocks thinks that we could be under 500. We shall see. We shall see. All right. As far as the player spotlight, I just went with the top three. I don't know if I want to say big three just yet, but our top three averaged 36 minutes. They scored 78 points collectively, 26 average, 16 rebounds. They shot 57% from the field, 34% from three, 100% from the free throw line. So I thought offensively, they played very well, but defensively, not so much. I don't think our bench played well, but you got to keep in. Well, they didn't shoot well. They didn't play a lot of minutes also, but you also have to keep in mind that two of the bench players are now starting, right? And Cam and Ihart because of the lineup change and because of the injury to Mitch. Fournier is on the bench. He doesn't look much better. Doesn't look much better on the bench. I'm not sure what they're going to I'm not sure what they're going to do with that. I mean, he could find himself if Grimes was to ever come back and ever be consistently healthy. Fournier may find himself situational, outside of the top 10 in the rotation and just coming in if there's an injury. His saving grace has been his shooting historically last season, and that just hasn't been the case this season. So I'm not quite sure how he's helping us at all, quite frankly. Mhm. Sean Kearns, appreciate you rocking with me this morning. I'm confused when it comes to Tibbs. In the days of the days of the big man is over, we should defend outside than inside. This is a 3-point league. It is. It is. Devon Fisher, players in-game adjustments need to be better, and Mitch got to stop fouling. That'll help the perimeter defense. I'm just starting to wonder if we just don't have the players defensively. Um, yeah, yeah. All right. In terms of the team stats, we out rebounded them 22 assists to their 30. The turnovers were down for both teams, 13 for the Knicks, 12 for Boston. Field goal percentage was good for both teams, 51% for the Knicks, 53% for them. The Knicks shot well from the three-point line, 40%, probably our best three-point shooting game to date. Boston shot better. Knicks shot very well from the three-point line, 93.8%. They shot 100. We doubled them up in terms of points in the paint, 64-30. Second chance points, 13-10. Fast break points, 14-12. But listen, we doubled them up in points in the paint. Those are 2-point shots, right? They hit 27 three-pointers. Those are 3-point shots, right? You trade in twos for threes. That's just not going to work. That's just not a winning formula. And I'm not sure what the Knicks are going to do about it. I'm not sure what they can do about it. I heard Jalen Brunson in the press conference saying it's just about communication. I think it's more than that. Yeah, I think it's more than that. Senga Waldron, why did we break up the playoff team again? Because offensively, we just weren't a good offensive team. You gotta have a balanced team, or try to have a team that's at least in the top half, both offensively and defensively. And that team, which was very stout defensively, really just could not generate points. Yeah. Um, all right. Let's get into our next game, and we are out of here. We play the Minnesota Timberwolves Monday at Minnesota. Now, I believe it's a 9 p.m. game. Minnesota right now is 5-5, 10th in the Western Conference. Offensive rating 19th in the league at 110 points basically per 100 possessions. Defensive rating is 9th, 109 points per 100 possessions. New York offensive rating 17th at 111 points. Defensive rating 17th at 112.8 points. Knicks are trending in the wrong direction, both offensively and defensively. I would assume that the starters are going to be the same. Brunson, I put Grimes. I meant to put Brunson, Cam, RJ Barrett, Randle, and Hartenstein. And the starters for Minnesota, D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels. Now, Gobert was out the last game, so Kyle Anderson started at 4, and Karl Anthony Towns played 5. Obviously, if Gobert is back, Karl Anthony Towns will move back to the 4, and Gobert will start at the 5. That's a formidable lineup right there, right? Scoring from Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards, D'Angelo Russell as well. You got the shot blocking and the rebounding from Gobert. It's going to be a test for the Knicks on the road. Let's see if we play as well offensively. I thought the Knicks moved the ball against, Boston. The ball didn't seem to stick so much, but more importantly, they made shots. Right? 118 points. I'll take it, but you can't give up 133. Let's see what they do. Good morning, Jerrell. Let's see what they do against Minnesota. And in terms of where I will be next, Monday 3:30, I'll be on MBK for the pregame show. Monday at 8 p.m., I'll be on MBK as well for the Queen's Court, where we'll talk about this past week of games with a panel. And then Tuesday, 8 a.m., I'll be right back here giving you my take on the Minnesota game. Kerry Cox, appreciate you. Jerrell, David G, Kenneth Hatcher, Building Blocks, D's World of Hoops. He'll be on at 12. Be sure to check him out. Keyshawn, Ron from Still Nick Fans. Appreciate you. Delano Steele, Josh, Sangawolf Drone, Deron Wayne, James Glass, JJ, I know was in here. Sean Curbs, David Fisher, Dwayne Dennis. I'm trying to get everybody. Kenneth Hatchess, S. Brooklyn. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification button so you'll be notified anytime I go live or drop a video. I appreciate everybody who stopped by this morning on a Sunday morning to rock with me and hear my takes on the game. Until next time.
You tune in, that means you're feeling the vibe. The bell rung, you already been subscribed. Right now, the queen, she on live. Please pull over the whip, no phoning when you drive. Dope Soul Sporting with the talk. First lady from New York, Brooklyn. All my people, you rocking with the chat. Hit that like button would tell me where you at. You know, step from the MBK. Born and raised up MBK. Hey, real lady, where she holding it down. No matter way how you feel, she gon' greet you with a smile.
Sister, you one of a kind.
Yes.
Oh, sister, it's time you
That's
shine. Don't so.
Where you at?
Don't so.
Where you at?
Don't so.
What?